Hi, it's Brendan at Remax Kelowna here, and I'm joined by Jules Ferris, mortgage broker at Canadian Mortgage Experts. So one of the first things I do when I'm getting ready to start house shopping with a client is insist that they get pre-approved for their financing so that we know we're shopping in the right price range. What does it mean to truly be pre-approved for your financing?
Yeah, so I think that's a really good point, and especially in our market that we're experiencing Kelowna and with all the new mortgage rule changes, I think it's so important that clients are pre-approved before they go house hunting. The biggest difference between a pre-qualification or a pre-approval is if that person has actually asked you for documents and done a thorough review. So oftentimes a client will go into the bank and they might ask them some questions verbally and then provide them a pre-qualification with that. You are absolutely not approved for anything with that. So much can come up when you actually take a look at the documents and their credit. So for myself, when I'm doing a pre-approval for my clients, I will ask them for all of the documents up front that the lender's going to ask for. I'll pull their credit report and I'll do a thorough review of their application so that when we do submit that final approval, when the file goes live, I can almost guarantee that they'll be approved for that based on my lender's guidelines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's, obviously, the buyers can shop with a little more confidence knowing that the money's as close to in the bank as it can be. And it also makes that process of after the offer is accepted so much easier because 90% of the work's been done in advance.
Absolutely. And the biggest thing is that you're not wasting your time as a buyer looking at properties that you don't qualify for. And I think one of the risks with that is not only finding a property and falling in love with it only to find that you don't qualify, but more importantly, if things are going to come up, if we get you pre-approved initially, if you have credit challenges or things need to be repaired, that gives us time to work on those. Whereas if you put an offer in and I pull your credit and suddenly there's a big issue, we won't have time to fix that for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we're also seeing in this marketplace, a lot of properties are going into multiple offers. Mm-hmm. And having the ability to, myself as the buyer's agent to say to the realtor, these guys have been pre-approved for financing, it does carry a lot of weight in that situation.
Absolutely, and I will provide you with a pre-approval letter for your client that outlines what they're pre-approved for. And I've found actually in the past that sellers will actually accept offers that may be lower than other people when they have that pre-approval letter and they feel confident in their approval.
Yeah, it carries a lot of weight for sure.